And today we're going to be talking about radical authenticity. The whole operating system of our paradigm is shifting dramatically. All right, so in the last chapter, we were talking about the 5D energies, right? That you can begin to learn to feel when you are in nature, where you are not worrying every day about something. So we talked about authenticity being a very, very prominent energy in the transition to 5D especially, but also characterizing the whole of the 5D is authenticity. And today we're going to be talking about radical authenticity. And I actually believe that the whole operating system of our paradigm is shifting dramatically. We are going from an old operating system in the 3D of control. Control was the most important thing. And we are moving into a new operating system of trust. Trust is the opposite of control. And trust is activated now as our main operating system, and therefore it works, and it works like a charm. When you trust and when you learn to trust, the doors begin to open in front of you like crazy nowadays. And the system of control, the old operating system, is crumbling down, is not working anymore. You can see it. Being manipulative, being controlling is gonna start to fail and fail and fail. So just like the chain of huge words, everything has to start with trust, right? Trust is the new operating system. It works. You can rely on it. You can trust. And then relax, right? And when we're talking about authenticity, it is also about relaxing, allowing yourself to be just you, without having to put on different masks for different scenarios in our social life. And you see, we're always, it's very energy consuming to be always like, all right, let's start easier. Do you have the feeling that you are kind of a little bit of a different person at work than you are with your friends, than you are at home, than you are with your parents, when you're only with your spouse, right? It's like we're switching personalities, adjusting to whatever is expected of us in this scenario. And that is just very energy consuming and distracting, and you're not being really authentic. You're not being really you. So the question is, could you be the exact same person with your buddies, with your spouse, at work, with your parents, in the bank? Can you be so integrated that there is absolutely no difference in your personality? You're just you. So that's a good start to ask yourself that, to ponder. And then surrender, right? Surrender is not just allowing yourself to be, the you that came to this incarnation with a very specific purpose in life, but further, you are allowing the higher you to show through in surrender. And the word surrender is misunderstood. In the 3D, people may understand that surrender means to give up, right? Okay, I raised the white flag and it's like, okay, I'm done. No, surrender in this case means you surrender the mania that it is that you want to control absolutely everything. Surrender that mania and trust for there to be a space of uncertainty, for there to be a space of something new, something authentic, something of true insight, something that is going to begin to guide your life. We go back to when people say, yeah, I want to manifest what I want and then everything will be fine. It's like, do you even know what you want? Who's asking? Who's telling that? Who's saying that? Is it one of those personas, one of those masks of you, or is it the real you, because when you are in communion with the real you, it's very easy to know what to do. It's very easy to know what to choose. It's like obvious. You just feel it. And then that's the right thing for you to that's the right thing for you to do in every time. You begin to be you, and then the life begins to be very easy, because it's very easy for you. You're not taking decisions unconsciously about stuff anymore. You're very conscious about your decisions, and you're very comfortable with it becomes like a non-decision, is what I also say. All right. On the 27th of February 2024, I wrote on my journal, I understand everything and I accept everything. I meant at the time a very particular aspect of my life. In retrospect, it would be better to say, I understand enough that I can accept everything. And this was the moment of my true liberation. This was a very, very important milestone, because it's the day that I understood whatever is bothering me, it has to be me. I want to be fully authentic. I want to integrate all my aspects, also the ones I'm not so proud about. And radical authenticity means to be able to face your darkest fears head on. You can do hard things. You can do it. It's just that we are unconsciously afraid of it. But once you understand the cosmic law, once you understand the main operating system that is already active, which is trust, and it works, then it's easier to start to relax and really not run away from your fears every single time they begin to appear. And yeah, that is also radical authenticity. That is the inner work. And we practice that here at the Jungle Hub. It's one of our meditations. Right around the time where I'm having these journal entries, I also wrote down today was the first time that I began to design the meditation for the retreats. And yes, it was interesting to see. I thought I was going to do different topics every day and start with the basics of basics, which is trust, and then relax the body, right? But all of this is meditation stuff. I really invite you, encourage you to look for my meditations that are also in this YouTube channel, to learn in depth all the practice, right? Learning to relax, deeply connecting to yourself, connecting to your body, radical authenticity, right? People don't know anymore what it feels like to be inside of you and to feel you from the inside, and not go over the story of who you are again, or what happened to you, or what's gonna happen to you, but to actually be in the energy that is to be you at this time, and be content just with that. Radical authenticity is meditation. Radical authenticity is then to be okay with whatever is being shown to you, whatever is being presented to you in meditation or in life. And not go again into the program of doubt and worry, but see it as a test that you're being presented with. And radical authenticity means to take that responsibility. Oh my God, it's a test. I better do well this time. What do I have to learn from this test? What is this test wanting me to learn, to tap into? It's a great and sacred opportunity. So radical authenticity is sitting in meditation and beginning to feel the uncomfort or of a certain emotion or a certain trigger, and instead of trying to distract yourself with one of a million ways, just begin to give that sensation some attention, right? Yeah, so the thumb of this video is an actual sign that one of our volunteers did here, and I loved it so much, and it was perfect for this video. So you can do hard things. You really can when you understand surrender. And a lot of people are so afraid of meeting their darker side because they think that is low frequency, that is entertaining low frequency, and I'm just going to be in the high frequency in my dances and in my songs and in my mantras and this and that. And actually, being with your dark side in authenticity is very high frequency. That is, authenticity is the highest frequency. But pretending that there is no shadow, and by just being in the quote unquote high frequency, I'm going to actually be there, pretending that is not being authentic. So that is actually low frequency. So the 5D energies, everything is about frequency. It's about what does it feel like, not what's your belief, what do you know, right? It's coming together, everything we've talked about in these chapters is coming together in this one. Radical authenticity. And now I want to talk about a dream that I had. It was quite unreal because it was accompanied also by sensation. And in this dream, I step outside and I look up, and it's this, looks like an alien craft hovering in front of me, quite close, looking like a rectangle with a distinguishable tail. And everything begins to feel like a kaleidoscope of good sensations, good feelings, bliss, and also the colors like a kaleidoscope. The whole scene was pretty magic. So I hope you like this episode. I hope you give me a thumbs up. Remember, these topics are anti-popular. That's why the algorithms don't really pay attention to this kind of material. So we gotta help by actually doing a thumbs up, actually subscribing, actually commenting. What do you think about all this stuff? I'd love to read your comments. All right, see you next one.